it's Teresa and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about 8 underrated reads that I think everyone should pick up. Just because I really, regardless of the rating I may have given these books, I think that they are really good. Still have a lot of fun to them and are nice, creepy and crawly and whatnot. So just kind of hop in the video. But if you like kind of videos from me, hit like, subscribe, and comment. If you want to see more from me, just let me know in the comments down below to see what kind of videos you want to see. Let's just get into it. I only own 3 of these books, so I don't feel the need to go ahead and do the thing with the thing, have the books with me physically. So unfortunately, editing Teresa's gonna have to go ahead and edit all the books in that she does normally. So the first book I'm gonna start off is The Magicians by Lev Grossman. This is an new adult novel following Quentin Coldwater, who graduates high school and goes into college. He's not the greatest character in the world. He in fact has a lot of self-loathing, lots of self-hatred, some depressions tossed in there. Very realistic of a character, I would like to say. Very much like an unlikable character. Finds out he's a magician at the ripe age of 18 and ends up going to Break Hills College, where he learns that his favorite world, fictional world in the entire world, Fillory, is actually real as well. And there he learns that magic's not all it's cracked up to be. It's a lot harder than it looks, and that it has a cost that he doesn't realize that is there. I think this is a mature way of looking at magic. It's not all it's cracked up to be. It's not great. It's not the end of the world. It's not the beginning of the world. It's just it has a cost. It has an end to it, and it has the cost of being a chosen one as well as also a toll that we see Quentin go on during his journey. Angle change because I'm feeling lazy. Jazz hands. It has a really nice cost to magic where it is you only get magic because of a certain reason why you have it. You only have magic for certain reasons. Not everyone has magic in this world, and you only really get it because of a certain reason, and you can lose it for the same reason as well. I also think Quentin, being this unlikable character, gives him a lot of room to grow, which makes this a very underrated read, because I feel like nowadays we have characters who feel very one-line, feel very flat, and don't really grow from where they're at in the book and the books in general. So I like to see that this character has a lot of growth to him. I still didn't read the last book, but I'm kind of in a weird fantasy slump right now, so I'm taking it slow. But I feel like even the main character, even Lev Grossman has said that Quentin has grown into someone that he could see himself growing into in the future, which is a nice little thing from an author, saying that he wants to be just like his characters when he gets older, when he matures a bit more. Even though Lev Grossman's I think 50 now. I don't know how old Lev Grossman is. I'm assuming 50. But I think it's just a really nice way for a character to grow, as Quentin does in the story, and to see him really just turn into the person he's supposed to be. And to see him just become more, I think, is a fun trope. The next one is one that I've already mentioned in a previous video, and that is The Monstrous Mrs. Mize by Van Huang. This is a YA kind of gothic horror set in 1950s Los Angeles, following Cordy, or Cordelia, who is trying to make it as a fashion designer in LA at the time. Her parents aren't very supportive of this, and she ends up moving out to move in with 3 other girls who also have the same middle name, which is Mai. These 4 girls have their dreams set on becoming who they want to be in this world, and they get a proposition from the landlord, and that is to live out their dreams at a cost. And they end up pursuing their dreams, not realizing that the cost might be a little too high for them to pay, I should say. This book is super underrated. I rarely hear anyone talk about it. I don't hear a lot of people talk about it actually at all. I think there's only a couple reviews off of Goodreads. Yeah, this only has 276 reviews and 2,671 ratings on Goodreads. I think it's just eerie in the right ways. I think that the lesson that the girls learn is very on par with Be Careful What You Wish For, which is a trope that we see quite a bit. But I think it's done really really well. And it's just the cost of what they wanted versus what they end up getting. They got their dreams, but at what cost? And just seeing the cost kind of take a toll on them slowly but surely was quite eerie and creepy to see. And I really enjoyed seeing how the cost played out in the book, and what the what's the word I'm looking for? how far they were willing to take it in order to get their dreams, and how far they were willing to push for this dream of theirs. Like how far they were willing to, like what they were willing to pay for, and whether or not that was worth it or anything. I think it was a really fun read. I really enjoyed it. I couldn't put it down, but I'm also like a very big gothic kind of like creepy gal. Like I love those books, so the more the merrier for me. And that really I think it's really underrated. I need more people to read this book and to see how good and how creepy it all is. The next one is The Last Blood Carver by Vanessa Leigh. This one only has 1,195 reviews and 4,764 ratings on Goodreads. This follows Nika, who is the very last blood carver. Unfortunately, her powers aren't seen as a healer, but as an abomination, and actually kind of has to hide her powers. However, one day she ends up getting caught and is thrust into this web of majesticness and like intrigue from almost like a royal family of this land. She is tasked to solve the mystery of what happened to their father and try to wake up a comatose character, or the comatose victim / last witness of what happened during this crime. The deeper she dives into this world, the more she realizes that it's not all it's cracked up to be, and it kind of parallels the darkness of the world that she was in before she was thrust into the majesticness and the glitz and the glamour of this world. This is one of my favorites of, I think, one of the past years, and it's a duology, so it's a very quick and easy read to get through. It's only 2 books, and both books have my heart and soul. I think that it's so underrated. It just needs more love. The magic system's great, the characters are great, the plot is great, the writing is just absolutely gorgeous, and you can really just picture everything that you want to see in this world without having to like go too hard, without having to think too hard, but also allowing you to explore and expand the world in your own imagination as well. It's such a good series, and I will leave my review for this book linked down below. If I have any reviews for these books whatsoever, I will leave those linked down below for you guys. But I just love this book so much, and I think it's just perfect the way that it is, and I want more from Vanessa Leigh as an author. I think she made a wonderful world, and the magic system is one of my favorite. Magic system is a beautiful blend of magic and science, and it was done so well. There's a beautiful balance to it, really. The next one is Manor of Dreams by Christina Lee. This only has 817 reviews on Goodreads and 4,331 ratings. This follows 2 films after the death of the matriarch, who was also a Hollywood star during the Golden Age, I think, so the 1920s of Hollywood. During this time, the reading of the will, the will ends up going to the second family, the latter family, and not the main family who actually grew up in this home and has a lot of stake in it, whose parents actually own the home. It is now up to the main family to try and convince the second family to give them back the house and try to figure out why the house was given to them in the first place. This is a gothic novel. It's so good. It was so bittersweet and heartbreaking and heart-wrenching, and just had all of my favorite things. Like, it has a creepy house, it has sapphic love, it has the eerie family ties and the multi-generational curses, and just all the creepy, eerie things that I love in a book, in a gothic novel specifically. It has everything I've wanted in a modern gothic novel, honestly. I think it's just so underrated because it's a brand new release too. It came out last year, I believe. It was one of my favorites of 2025. We didn't get a chance to talk about my favorites of 2025, really. But it was such a good read. I loved it so much. The writing was great. It was atmospheric. It has so much depth to it, and again has all the multi-generational curses that I really enjoy to read about. Has the found family that I love, or the family that is tattered and broken apart that I love so much. It has sapphic love, like I mentioned before. It's just a good read, and I think you should read it if you're into gothic literature. It's a debut novel, and I think I gave this a 5 out of 5 stars. So, the next one is Sweet Hand by N.G. Peltier. This has 1,039 reviews on Goodreads and 4,320 ratings. An adult romance novel following a public meltdown over her breakup, Charisse has sworn off guys. That is until her sister decides to get married in a few months. Her plan is to avoid all the guys that her mom tried to set her up with, and Kieran seems to kind of have the same plan, but in reverse for girls. That is until the two of them are, I think they're like the best man and the best woman, or the maid of honor and the best man. And best woman. And And so they have spent a lot of time together and are getting kind of cozy. And then after one steamy, rainy night that they share, they have to figure out if they want to continue this as a couple or if they want to continue this as a couple, and if it can last until after the wedding. Like last as a couple until after the wedding. I really enjoyed this book. It was a fun read. I think the chemistry for the characters was really nice, and it was nice to see Sherry be the one that was so hesitant to be in a relationship versus when usually it's the guy who's the hesitant one. The characters were fun to read about. The plot flowed smoothly. The steamy scenes were very nice and steamy. Can't go wrong with that. I don't see a lot of people talking about this book. I want to see more people talking about this book. I want to see more people talking about this series. But I don't see that, so I want more people to do it. Like, read this book. I think it was a fun read. I think I give this a 4 out of 5 stars. It was just missing something for me to give it the full out of 5 stars. But it was still a fun and easy read, like easy chemistry between the characters, fun times. It was just a good time, honestly. I didn't have very many complaints with the book. The next one is 18 Roses by Shannon C.F. Rogers. This has 67 reviews on Goodreads and 186 ratings. Very low. This is a YA contemporary fiction novel following Lucia, who is about to turn 18, and as a Filipino, that means you get to have your debut, which is like the sweet 16/quinceañera situation for Filipinos. However, she is anything but the debutante type. She is the exact opposite, but now she has to kind of find 18 friends for her to sit with during the ceremony of roses, where you have 18 friends who like tell you everything that they love about you and all the things, and she has to find out what kind of debutante she wants to be. I have a full-length review of this book. If you guys want to take a look at that, I'm pretty sure I have a review of this book. Almost positive I have a review of this book. But this was just a fun coming-of-age novel. I think it just has a lot of gusto to it to see Lucia go through this like struggle of like who she is as a debutante, who she wants to be as a person, and all the things that come in between of like her issues with her father, her issues with her mother, her issues with her best friend, and you really see her grow as a person throughout this novel, and I really enjoyed seeing that come from her. And then as someone who struggles to make friends, I too would have struggled deeply if I had a debut when I turned 18 to have those 18 friends stand around me in a circle. Granted, I didn't even have 18 friends to begin with, so I wasn't sure how I would have done that in the first place. But as someone who struggles to make friends, I really understood her struggles of like trying to put herself out there and make friends and like really just try to put herself in situations that she doesn't feel super comfortable with, to become kind of that like to get those 18 friends that she really needed, and to really make those friendships be more meaningful than just having shallow friendships that are around her during this time. I think the plot flowed nicely. Lucia felt like a very relatable character, and the characters were all well thought out, and they all stood out like very well against each other. The next one I wouldn't say is super underrated, but I don't hear a lot of people talking about this book. I've heard maybe a handful of people talk about this book, but it does quite have a bit of reviews on Goodreads. It has 8,970 reviews and 44,241 ratings on Goodreads. And that is Vampires of El Norte by Isabel Cañas. This is an adult gothic romance novel following Nestor, or two point of views, childhood friends Nestor and Nena. After an accident where Nestor believes Nena is dead, he runs away and becomes a vaquero, working between ranches. 9 years later, during the, I think, Mexican-American War in 1846, flip those numbers, whoopsies. They ended up coming back together because of the war, and as Nena as a curandera, and again Nestor as a vaquero. I feel like I'm adding a little bit of a twinge to that word, and I don't mean to. Vaquero. If I keep saying it, it's not going to be a real word. I gotta stop. But there's something more sinister hiding in the shadows, and they have to try to survive until dawn to figure out what that is exactly. I think I give this a 4 out of 5 stars. There was just a little point in there that I feel like I knew it was going to happen, and I wasn't super impressed with it, or I was not as like impressed with it as I wanted it to be. This is a gothic novel involving gothic romance novel following the vampires as things that go bump in the night. They are creatures. They are not like the hot, attractive man in the shadows waiting for you to fall in love with him. They are like creatures that like drain you of blood and are like evil and creepy and mindless. Isabel Cañas, I think, is a very talented author who requires more eyes on her. I know that this one has quite a few ratings, but I don't think her other books, which is The Possession of Alba Diaz, which just came out last year, and The Hacienda, have a lot of reviews and ratings to them, which I really think is such a shame because she is such a talented author. This book had me on the edge of my seat. I wanted to see more from Nestor and Nena, and I wanted them to fall madly in love with each other and to just fix the things that were wrong and just like be together. That's all I wanted, was for them to be together. And finally, the last book. This one only has 1,100 reviews on Goodreads and has 5,566 ratings on Goodreads. And that is Prince of Song and Sea by Lindsay Miller. This is a YA retelling of The Little Mermaid. The Disney Little Mermaid specifically, following Prince Eric, who has a curse on him saying that if he kisses the girl that is not his true love before, well, his 18th birthday, I think, or his 16th birthday, he will end up dying. Now, when he meets this girl who cannot speak and is kind of mysterious in her own right, he goes on a quest to find out how to break this curse on him to be able to be with this girl forever and ever and ever. Again, I think it's just a cute retelling. I love retellings. I love reimaginings of things. I think they're very cute and they're fun. And I love this reimagining. I think Prince Eric was very like relatable here. Well, not relatable. No one has a curse on them, I don't think. But he's a very like relatable in the sense that his personality is relatable. He's a very fun-loving, easygoing guy who's lived with this curse his entire life and wants to be done with it now that he's met someone that he really wants to be with. I found the plot and the world development really nicely done, and I want to see more of. I want to read more of the series as it goes on, which is I think the next one is Aurora's story. So I'm stoked to see how that'll go. Scoot, scoot, scoot. But that is it for my 8 underrated reads. If you have books you think are underrated, leave them in the comments down below. I would love to read them in the future when I get a chance to get through my TBR, whenever that happens. But until next time, hit like, subscribe, and comment. Let me know what you guys think are underrated reads, or if you agree with me, if you disagree with me. And until next time, I'll see you guys in my next video. Stay safe. Bye.